Welcome to the Making Moves with Mao podcast. In every episode, you'll hear stories from individuals just like you that are trying to make an impact. They'll share their unique journey and some helpful tips that got them to where they are now. You'll hear conversations with people from all walks of life who are trying to make some moves. Now, here's your host, Mao.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Making Moves with Mao. I'm excited today. For this episode, we have Kia. She's going to talk about her business, Nail Joints. I'm excited to kind of learn about this venture and see kind of everything that it entails. So I always want to start with the beginning, like how it started, what got you the idea, and then kind of what made you kind of progress and pursue this as an actual business. So start with you. Yeah, let's go from there.
Hi, I'm Kia. I am a nail technician in Chicago. I'm also known under Nail Joints on Instagram.
Cool.
So how did I start? Okay, pretty much I was in school. I was a college student at the time, and I was always working restaurant. But I had one of those realizations like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I ended up just hating college.
Really?
It wasn't for me. Yeah,
Okay.
It definitely wasn't for me.
Where did you go to school?
I graduated high school, I ended up going to Arupe College at Loyola University.
Okay.
And it just, I just
wasn't for you.
It just wasn't for me. Although it was a great school, but school was just definitely not for me. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was kind of...
Were you kind of like lost?
Yes, I was kind of like very lost at the moment. And it was a moment in my life where it was a very depressing stage, because I come from a very traditional Hispanic family where education is very important.
Right.
And I have two older brothers who graduated high school, graduated college, and they're very successful right now. So
that was kind of expected of you as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I felt like I had really big shoes to fill at the time, and because school wasn't for me, I was always thinking to myself like, wow, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna, the last thing I want to do is let my parents down. They came to this country and they put everything on the table for us to just have a better life and education, and for me to let them down would be very disappointing.
Right, you don't want to disappoint them at all, exactly.
And every single time I would have those moments where I would think what am I gonna do? I was always doing my nails. I was always doing my nails, and I was always sitting down, and I would always be like, what am I gonna do with my life? Little did I know, And I remember one time my best friend Janet, she came over, and girls' night, wine night, and she knew that I always did my nails. You would never see me at the salons. I would always end up doing my nails on my own, and she looked at me and she's like, yeah, can you do my nails? I have this event coming up, and I really don't want to go to a shop. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So we actually went outside and we sparked up a joint. We went back inside, and we were just having the best conversation, and I felt like I was so concentrated. That's where I realized that, wow, this is so therapeutic.
Yeah, for sure.
To me, to her, and it was just laughing and having a great time. We opened up a wine bottle. It was a great time. And we finished the set, and she was just like, oh my God, I really love these. And I was just like, girl, shut up. You're just my friend. You're saying that.
She's just hyping you up.
You're just hyping me up. But she really liked the set, and she's like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do nails? This is very, you're very talented. And, I felt like a switch just came off in my head, and I was just like, what if,
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I pulled out my phone, and believe it or not, I have my best thoughts when I'm high.
Yeah.
So I actually have a little note section in my phone where I when I'm high, I get all these ideas that come in mind, and I just jot them down, because when I'm sober, I'm not gonna remember them.
Right, of course.
So I jotted down okay, doing nails, and then I just thought what if I were to get high with my clients, because it was just such a good time that I was just that would be so fun,
It's
so
such a unique experience to the whole nail. Yeah, okay.
And I really, really enjoyed it. So at the time, I was only doing my nails once every other week, so I wouldn't do my nails constantly. But because these ideas started coming more into my head,
right.
I started constantly doing my nails more. So I would do my nails from 1 to 2 times every 2 weeks to every other day.
Oh,
and
wow.
I started posting them on my Snapchat, and my friends would start replying and be like, oh my God, those are so cute. Do you do nails now? And I was just like, I'm kind of getting into it, but if you want to get your nails done, let me know. I could do them for you. And I started getting like 1 to 2 clients every 2 weeks, which was like absolutely nothing, at the time. And I was just like, you know what, I really like to do this. Like how am I going to start? Like, what do I need to do to start this? And the first thing that came to mind was like, okay, I need to start an Instagram page. Like, I need to start taking photos of my work, and I need to post it on Instagram. Whether it was 1 or 2 photos, it had to be up there.
Get it on social media.
Yeah,
get the word out, right?
Exactly.
Essentially. Okay.
And
so let's go back a little bit. Who taught you how to do your nails? Like, where did you learn? Like, is that
honestly like YouTube, social media?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, YouTube was like, obviously I am definitely a YouTube kid.
Yeah.
And I love watching tutorials and watching how to do your nails and techniques and all these different types of styles, and I felt like at the time I was focusing more on like the artistic aspect of the nails rather than the application. And so I was doing like just regular press-ons on myself at the time, but I was just like, if I do want to take this more seriously, I have to give good quality work,
Right, yeah.
And so when I started my Instagram, I was just like, what is gonna make me different from all these other amazing nail techs in Chicago? Because nowadays you have so many nail techs in so many different areas of Chicago, you know?
Yeah.
And their work is amazing. And I'm just like, what is it gonna take for me to get up there with them, And I went back to my notes, and I was just like, okay, this is an idea, and then I thought to myself, getting high with my clients. I was like, I don't think that's possible because, not everyone is going to be comfortable with it.
True.
Not everyone smokes. Not everyone is comfortable sitting down and having a conversation with a stranger. So I was just like, why don't I offer joints? Why don't I offer, come get your nails done, have a therapeutic session with me, and then, you can go home and smoke a little joint after your session. And I was just like, that's it, there it goes. And I ended up posting that on my bio on Instagram.
Okay.
And that was the thing that attracted people the most. And posting. And that's when I actually sat down and I was just like, okay, now I have to actually establish my policies. I have to establish prices. I have to establish like the amount of money I would have to spend on marijuana,
Right. To create the whole experience.
Yeah, exactly. So I went from practicing my nails with press-ons, just regular glue and nail tips, to actually working with this brand called Opry, which is a nail extension brand. So you have your typical glue and press-ons, and then to explain a little bit better on what Gel X is, it's not like your traditional acrylic, which to explain.
Is that what's typically used for nails?
What's typically traditionally used is acrylic nails. So what it is you glue like a tip of like a nail tip to the end of your finger, and then with the acrylic you pick up a bead, which is essentially a powder, and then a liquid. You pick up a bead with the powder and the liquid, and you kind of form the nail. And you have to do a lot of shaping. You have to do a lot of filing. And pretty much this is kind of like a game changer. Like this is like an already formed nail. Okay. And you pretty much cure it under a UV light with extension gel, which is like the glue. Okay. And it saves you so much time. So instead of sitting in a chair for like 3 to 4 hours, getting each individual nail perfectly filed, like it already comes already shaped, already filed. You kind of might have to do a little shaping here and there.
So it cuts down the time on.
It cuts down the time.
Okay.
So much, and I loved that part of it because, like I said before, I wanted to focus more on the aspect of on the artistic aspect of the nail rather than the application. So nowadays, I spent instead of spending 2 to 3 hours working on the application, I only spend 30 to 45 minutes on the application, and then just focus the rest hour and a half to 2 hours on just what they want done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's a typical session take? Because I'm new to this. I'm new to the whole nail industry. My wife gets her nails done from time to time.
Tell her to come with me.
Right, exactly.
A typical session lasts between an hour and a half to 2 hours. Okay. Now that I added a different service, which is a soak off, which means you can come in and I could remove your previous set from you. Okay. It would be an additional 30 minutes. So right now my sessions last around 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours or so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how many sessions are you typically doing on a day or a weekly basis at this point?
Ooh, well...
Because now you've been doing this for, you said, almost over 2 years, right?
Yeah, over 2 years. So I started off actually probably having one client a day for a week. And then now I probably get around 4 to 6 clients every day, Tuesday through Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you're busy a lot.
It is very busy, yeah, but I'm very grateful for it.
Right, of course. What do you think has been the biggest change to get you to that level? I mean,
the biggest change, well, the pandemic was very like a huge thing because I feel like it hit right when I had started off. But the biggest change would definitely be everything about it. I feel like nails are so revolutionary and everything's changing every day. You have new styles, you have to keep up with what's going on in social media.
So keeping up with like the trends and like the techniques and everything.
And everything. So everything changes every day. You know, I have to order different types of gems and stickers every day, and that's probably the biggest change. But it continuously happens. It doesn't.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you still doing it from home? Is that still?
Yeah, I still work from home. Like a lot of nail techs in Chicago do tend to be at home-based nail techs.
Okay.
But I like it a lot because I feel like it's a lot more personal. It's like a more personal session between you and the client. And I feel like they're more comfortable being at home. You know, just like, oh, the bathroom's over there. Do you need water?
Right.
You know, they get to sit down and feel comfortable. And
it's a little more of an intimate experience.
Yeah,
with them.
exactly.
Yeah. Makes them feel a little bit more comfortable, I'm sure, with the whole experience. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So you started this. I know you mentioned before we started, right as the pandemic hit, right? Within a week or so, that the shutdown happened and everything. What do you think got you through like that the first year in the business? Like, what was some of the biggest challenges that you faced?
Honestly, I kind of took the pandemic as like an opportunity. I felt like at the time there were so many nail shops that had like closed down because of the pandemic. Yeah. So I was just like, wow, like this is my time to shine. But I had to be very careful because COVID was still like a thing at the time. So I was just like, how can I bring people into my property without bringing them into my home? So when I had first started, I ended up starting off in my garage.
Oh, okay.
So I literally had like a little table, a couple colors, you know, and all the things I needed to start doing nails. And they would come. I was just like, you know, you need to bring your mask, you know, no extra people.
Right.
Just try to be as safe as possible.
For sure.
You can't use the bathroom. I'm sorry, you know, but just at least, you know, they're getting their nails done.
Yeah. People always want to look good no matter what occasion.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Now, what do you think has been like your biggest accomplishment thus far? I mean, you've been doing this now for 2 years. Your business is obviously steadily growing. I'm sure it's still growing. I'm sure you're still getting new clients every so often, right? So what do you think has been your biggest accomplishment as of now?
Probably standing out a little bit different from other nail technicians. Like I said, there's...
Yeah, because it's a completely different concept, right?
Yes, it's a completely different concept. And I feel like at the time, marijuana was freshly legalized. And obviously, I kind of wanted to incorporate it into my business in a way. So I thought, you know, giving free joints, that's probably what's going to make me stand out a little more. And I think the accomplishment is not only growing my business on social media, but just... Honestly, it would probably be like the relationships I had created with a lot of my clients.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my favorite part about it because you don't just come in and get your nails done and then you leave. You know, I grow so many friendships and so many connections with these people that they just constantly come to me and like they don't go to anyone else. And when that's they do, awesome, you know, they feel like, oh my God, I'm sorry I cheated on you. But which is understanding because sometimes I am really booked and I can't take new clients in or like regular clients in, but I have created so many friendships, some of my best friends from just doing nails. Wow. And they constantly come in, they support my business, they share it. So I feel like growing that relationship and with all those clients, that loyalty, you know, it really was a big accomplishment for me. That's awesome. Yeah. And like you mentioned, you know, that's loyalty is such a big thing in this industry because those become repeat clients and then they, I'm sure, get recommended from them to new people. So you start building and growing your business that way as well. So that's awesome. I want to kind of touch base back on like the whole family thing. How do your parents feel about this business that you have now? Well, honestly, at first I thought that they were going to be a little bit iffy about it because, you know, traditional Hispanic parents, marijuana, it doesn't really make sense.
Right, yeah. It's still a new concept for them to kind of understand that, hey, it's legal now, you know.
But I actually sat down and I had a conversation with them, and I told them, hey, I'm not smoking it. I am giving it away, you know, and I think I had to pretty much sit down and explain to them how this has really boosted my business. And my dad is a business owner himself.
Oh,
so,
nice.
you know,
Okay.
although he doesn't, you know, he's old school and he doesn't have that platform on social media.
Right.
He's very successful by word of mouth, you know?
Okay.
And I told him, I was like, Dad, you have to understand now that times are different, and, you know, social media is everything nowadays. Like, that's where my clientele is based on, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Posting, and this is what's making me stand out.
Of course.
So, I would hope you guys would understand. And honestly, they're very, very supportive. They're very supportive. I honestly wouldn't be where I am today without my parents. I'm very grateful for their support and their love and everything. And like I said, I was very scared that like they would be disappointed in me because, like I said, my brothers are very successful and they're college graduates and stuff. But my dad, you know, he sat down and he's like, you know what, Mija, like, you're doing really great. And I feel like you can go off and be on your own and be independent. And that was my goal for you as a dad, you know, for you to be able to be an independent woman. And he's like, I never expected you to be an independent businesswoman, but, you know, there you are. And now I have to hide my joints from him because
you're very rare minority, which is awesome. Yes. That's great. Okay, so let's go into a little bit of like the logistics in your business. Do you offer like specific packages or specific, like, how does the process work? Like if a new client came in and was like, hey, I want to get my nails done, is there like a specific procedure that they have to follow, things like that?
So they pretty much get to book on Booksy, which is an app.
I'm familiar with
that.
A
lot of people are familiar with it because that's where they usually go to their barbers or something. Yeah. So pretty much for me is, you know, you look me up on Booksy and then my services pop up. You choose which service you want to get done, and then you have to leave a deposit down in order to secure your spot. And then after that, you pretty much are all set. I don't need to confirm an appointment because you pretty much already left a deposit.
Right.
But that's pretty much it. They usually have questions. You know, my number's on there. They can ask me questions, or they can DM me for like estimates, or, you know, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And
so they're giving you ideas prior to doing that?
Okay. So they pretty much give me like a reference photo of what they of what they want done. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Booksy, and then Instagram is huge as well.
Right. Yeah, I mean the power of social media now, especially for any business owner, is huge because you don't know who you're reaching, right? And the more that people share, the more that people comment, the more engaging your content becomes, the more it gets out there. You know, that's how like the social media algorithms work, which is incredible to see.
You make really good connections with people in the industry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a great opportunity regardless.
No, for sure. Okay, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with your business? Ooh. I know you're still, you know, I know it's still kind of in its infancy. It's still kind of starting to take off. Do you see yourself maybe expanding or growing, or opening up a shop or something?
Yes, I do definitely see myself expanding. For now, I think my goal and the goal that I'm really reaching for right now is to buy a home. Like, I really want to be a homeowner. And if anything, I can work from that home.
Right.
But I do see myself opening up a shop. And obviously after licensing and everything, because I do want to include marijuana, when they do come and get their nails done, I would love it to be like one of those like coffee shops in Amsterdam where you sit down and you choose what you want to get done, and then you get a menu of what kind of strain you want to smoke. You know, obviously with a lot of ventilation, but I feel like it's something that I'm really looking forward to in the future. Yeah. That
sounds awesome. I mean, it's a very unique concept that I don't think anyone else is really doing when, you know, combining marijuana with nails, which is incredible. I'm glad that it's actually being successful for you.
Thank you.
I think the other biggest question I had for you was, you know, obviously as a business owner, what do you think is one of your biggest struggles, and how do you think you go overcoming that?
Struggles. I think probably the investment part of it. I feel like you constantly have to invest in your business, and because I'm based off clientele, it's not like I get a salary every once in a while. I have to constantly be posting and make sure that I pick up clients, because if I don't have enough clients for the week, I don't reach my goal amount for the end of the week. And like I said, investing, I feel like in the beginning when I first started off, all of the money that I had saved up, all of my savings account went to investing, from something from as big as like a UV lamp to as little as napkins, like it's just hoping for the best and investing, but like at the same time you have to put in that effort to make sure you're doing good and you're keeping up with it. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, and all those little details, especially as an independent business owner, all those little details matter, because they're, it makes such a difference for the client experience, right, overall, which is great. So the final question I have for you is, if somebody wanted to get into this industry, become a nail tech, and want to maybe start off on their own, what are some tips and tricks that you would give them if they're brand new to the industry and want to learn?
I would definitely say practice. I would be like, you can never get enough practice. I feel like
on yourself,
definitely yourself, but not too much to where you completely make your fingernails fall off, but definitely post. And I always tell people who want to get into this industry, set your prices, because I see a lot of not only nail technicians, but anybody in the beauty industry that wants to do like lashes or hair or extensions or anything. They set their prices so low because they just want the clientele. Right. And I think you need to focus more on practicing, making sure the quality of your work is good, so you can raise up those prices and pretty much make that money back, because it's all the money that you're investing in these products to make sure you give people a good experience and make them want to come back to you, but you're not making any money back because you're setting your prices so low. So continue to practice and make sure that you value your business as well, YouTube
is a great place to start, right?
Of course, yeah. I would definitely recommend YouTube.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, I think this about wraps up this episode. I appreciate you taking the time to come out and share your story. Very unique business. Again, where can people find you?
You guys can definitely find me on Booksy. If you guys look up Nail Joints, that should be the first one to pop up. Otherwise, you can definitely find me on Instagram on Nail Joints. Send me a DM if you guys are interested in booking. I have my policies there as well. Okay. Any pictures, any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer for you guys.
That's awesome. Well, Kia, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you guys for listening. Till next time. That's a wrap.